He is the one who is going to play that stringed instrument that is called sitar, and it is one of the most important instruments in the Indian classical music. And his name is Mr. R.NAGRAJ. He is actually he is a senior manager, chief executive kind of person in one of the companies here, and he has been pursuing this as a hobby. But he is a top-rated artist in the radio, and he regularly gives performances in the radio. He was invited for many major conferences, so it just happens to be my friend. So he has agreed to come here, and thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much. His wife, Mrs. SITAR RAAG YAMAN. Okay, she's also here. She is a performing artist herself, and she sings in another style of music, but she's not performing today. Welcome to her as well. And this instrument is called tabla. This is a percussion instrument, and this gives the metrical support, time support for that. So, it gives on a certain time kind of a basis, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, that kind of a time, rhyme, rhythm. And he will be playing to that rhythm. His name is Mr. SHON PATIL. He is actually a engineering professor in one of the engineering colleges in a place called Aurangabad, which is far away from here. And he has also been pursuing this as one of the hobbies. He is learning, he continues to learn, and he is a disciple of one of the topmost tabla artists in the country. His name is Yogesh Samsi, and Mr. Nagaraj has been a disciple of one of the topmost sitarists here in the country. His name is Shahis Pames. So with this, I will in this introduction, it will be good if I just tell you briefly about this music, what he's going to do. All this Indian music is based on the concept of melody rather than harmony, which is basically on the Western classical music. And here what they do is they play as a brief kind of a group of notes in an ever expanding format. So they all start very slow and then very, very slow, in fact, to put everybody at ease, and then they pick up speed. And by the time they finish, it will be like a crescendo. It will be very, very, very fast. So, and each of them, what they're going to play, it has got just like this D major, F minor, like that. You got, those of them have got some strings, some notes, and exclude some of the notes. So in the same way, we call equivalent of that as ragas. They specify that certain notes are to be there in what sequence, and certain notes are not to be there in what sequence. So he will be playing a raga called Yaman first. Okay, Yaman first, and he will be taking you through exposition of that slowly and then faster and faster and faster. Then he will be playing, switching on to Jinjoti. Okay, that is another raga, so that will be taken up after this. So we won't now delay it any further. Welcome once again, Shri Nagaraj and Shri Patelji, and we'll start.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We start this evening's concert with Rag Yaman, which is a very popular raga and usually played around this time in the evening. It's a very melodious raga. and we would be starting with a slow movement called the alap, followed by two compositions, one set to Vilambit Teen Tal and Throat Teen Tal. The Vilambit Teen Tal would be a 16-beat cycle, slow, followed by the Throat Teen Tal, which would be a fast 16-beat cycle. Raga Yaman. Accompanying me on tabla is SHON Patil, who is a disciple of Pandit Yogesh Samsi, and he too has performed in many concerts along with me.